It's a real long one.
Is it long? Okay, let's not do
Said
that.
no,
then.
we don't.
Mike, I gave Wayne the stuff to give to the vet, so there's supposed to be someone in here, Petra or Petra or something like that.
Oh, it's only 2 minutes and 5. Let's go with Whitney
Okay, let's
Houston.
try it and see what we got.
Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, no, they didn't know, so. Let's see if Eric loves it around over here.
No, I didn't.
Hang on. Carrie Underwood National Anthem.
You again? I didn't fall.
YouTube version of Carrie Underwood singing the national anthem.
Yes. I have his phone number. Let's just pick this spot.
Yeah, wait. You have to skip by the ad.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you
Can you
please
stop
remain
it?
standing? Here
Wait, let me
to
get right to
honor
it.
America with the singing of our national anthem is two-time Academy of Country Music Award winner, Carrie Underwood.
I'd like to welcome you to harness racing here at Carrollton. At 9 races today. First race will be on the track and raid parade in just a few moments. We ask that you please stand at this time. Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Six of you, bring them on.
It was to the right to the left of the tunnel is where it used to be.
I have no idea.
Welcome to the Carroll County Fair here in Carrollton, Ohio. The heavens have opened up literally right as we started. It had stopped raining, and it is raining pretty hard right now. I thought I was going to get a phone call on my way in, but we didn't. We're here, and we're set to go for 9 races here in race 1. I'm Kenny Livingood. We got Don Tiger right alongside, and Chris, I don't know your last name, but Chris, the man on our camera controls.
It's a good Italian.
Santa Caterina.
Good Italian last name.
That is a good last name. You must have a good chicken parm or something at home.
St. Catherine. That's what it means. There is some major water coming down right in front of us.
Yeah, so I'm shocked we even got to this stage of the game. Myself and Kenny were conversing on the way over today that we weren't going to make it, and then the whole way on the ride over, it was raining pretty bad. And we got here, and it was actually dry, but we did the national anthem, and we heard some booms behind us, and we're trying to post parade here, but our equipment actually is not too far from the rain either, which Chris is mildly concerned about right now. So we're going to do our best to bring these races to you, but I'm going to be somewhat shocked if we get them all in or some of them in. Like right now, we've got a downpour. The other bad part about this surface, a very flat surface, and the composition here is a lot more dirt, and dirt is not good for these type of tracks. You need a limestone, some type of sand base that's going to maybe drain or take water a little bit better, and I don't think that's the case here, Kenny.
I don't see any drainage at here, but like I said, I agree with you. I'm shocked we're here. I did not – the whole drive here, I don't think I turned my wipers off, hour and a half, and it was, like you said, it was dry when I got here. I was shocked. The track looked in tremendous shape, but it's raining pretty good now, so we'll see. The guys are out here. They're going to give it the old try and cowboy up, but we'll see. I think if we get through the first card, we're good for tonight. I don't think it's supposed to rain much after 1:30, but we'll see if we can get through that card. That number is definitely not going to stay on.
No, we do have horses on the track for the first, though. I know Roger called them out here already, so I'm not sure if we are going to try to at least get the opener in.
I do think they are all on the track.
Got a decent crowd actually here today. We got about 60 people.
Well, it's because everybody's trying to stay dry.
Yeah, yeah. It's we got some folks over here, and
at least we're covered. We're not getting wet.
Oh yeah, we're in good shape.
Chris is getting dripped on actually.
Looks like we got 5 out, 1 to go. 5 out, 1 to go.
Much different layout than we saw last Tuesday for our doubleheader.
Yes.
About the exact opposite, from wide, sweeping, ovally to very paper clippy, and kind of looks like Martinsville Speedway out there for any NASCAR fans.
We do park cars in the infield here too. It's something a little different. So it's neat fairgrounds. I've always enjoyed coming and doing this fair. I've done every fair on the broadcast since we've started our broadcast. It's one of my staple places to come.
Also have the tall grass over there, that mound around turn 1. Some rubber tires, definitely, and there's a set of games all the way up against the first turn fence too. So, but Roger has them all here for the first. We'll bring you the field right after Roger gives you the post parade of race 1.
Post of the first race, 2-year-old Colton Gelding, hometown stake for trotters, $7,704. Number 1, Diaz Alex with Darren Harvey. Number 2, Moral Victory with Logan Eversole. Number 3, Diamond Fashion, James Day. Number 4, Speedway Hall with Jimmy Smith. Number 5, Cyclone Blast with Emmanuel Miller. And number 6, Rumbling Republic, Green Roads in the Sulky. Horses will go right to the gate. In the barn area.
Quickly, Home Talent Colt Stakes 1, D's Alex, Darren Harvey drives trains cones with Wayne Mass Jr. and Callum Racing. Wayne Mass had a tremendous night last night at Northfield with a couple of Sire Stakes wins. It's a 2-year-old son of Long Tom out of the Uncle Peter mare, Steph's Dream, $16,000 purchase. First career start. The 2 qualifiers, though, still trying to improve.
2, Moral Victory. Logan Eversole drives for trainer Gary Martin. Gary Martin does co-own this with Kleinberg Unicafer Racing. This one raced last time out at Cortland. We did see kind of rode the rail, first parimutuel, actually first start behind the the fair gate and looks to improve off that effort.
3 Diamond Fashion. Isaiah Shrake trains cones with Terry Shrake. Muscle Diamond's son finished second at Cortland in his first career start.
4 Speedway Hall, Jimmy Smith owns and trains. This will be the first start. Made a skip last time out on a qualifier at Northfield.
5 Cyclone Blast, Derek Wadaker for owner trainer David Miller. Actually, I think that's Logan Ebersol. First start was at Wellston, ended up distanced.
6 Rambling Republic, Rosie Weaver, Braden Rhodes from the second tier. Broke last time out, looks to stay flat, and lightning has struck. We'll hope to get this one in. And here's Roger.
They're off and trotting. That's Moral Victory going for the lead. Diamond Fashion gets away second. DS Alex racing third as they race into the turn. Racing fourth as they race around the turn. Going to the first 8 mark. On top of the field and showing the way as they straighten out, going down the backside. The leader is Moral Victory by a length and a half. Racing second, Diamond Fashion. Racing third, DS Alex. Fourth is Rumbling Republic. Racing fifth as they race over to the first quarter mark. That is Cyclone Blast, and trailing the field, Speedway Hall. Opening quarter in 34 seconds. All in straight alignment as they race around the turn, going to the 3/8 mark. Continuing to show the way, Moral Victory, and Logan Ebersol leads away by a length and a half. James Day and Diamond Fashion is right there second. Others are moving to the outside, into the lane first time, coming to the halfway point. Moving up on the outside, first up, Darren Harvey and DS Alex now second, going right on to grab the lead at the halfway point. Racing second, Moral Victory. Third is Diamond Fashion. Fourth on the outside is Speedway Hall. Racing fifth, Cyclone Blast. Trailing the field, that's Rumbling Republic. Halfway home in 1:12.4. On to the backside, the battle continues. Nose to nose, stride for stride, toe to toe. On the outside, Darren Harvey grabs the lead and goes off stride with DS Alex. That gives the lead right back to Moral Victory and Logan Ebersol as the race over to the 3/4 mark. Diamond Fashion is second, 3/4 in 1:43. Midway around the final turn. It's a 2-horse race from here. Closing on the side, Diamond Fashion. Now moving up, a half length off the leader. Into the stretch they come. Moral Victory on the inside. Outside, Diamond Fashion. Coming home, Moral Victory on the inside. Has command. Home second, Diamond Fashion. Finishing third, Cyclone Blast. The mile, 2:17, 1/5.
Well, we probably won't be breaking any track records today. 2:17 and 1, sloppy going for sure. But it is number 2.
Moral Victory.
My iPad
and our very
gets stuck.
own Lee Unifiker, him and his sister are here today. Not sure if they'll make it to the winner's circle, but nice improvement off of last week's effort. Sat 2-3 the whole way, and that's the way they finished 2-3. We did have a nice move by Darren Harvey on the 1-horse, DS Alex, who ranged up there and actually looked like that one was a winner. Made a misstep on the backside, and the 2-horse did draw off in the lane. 2-3. I don't know the third-place finisher. Those two were clear of the rest. So 2-3, and we'll find out what the third-place horse was.
Yeah, I thought Darren Harvey's horse going to 3/4 was making a big move. He flattened out with the break, and then who knows what that was, if it was track or just experience. It was his first start. So, but Moral Victory did his job. He got to the front, stayed flat, went through everything. And top of the stretch, I thought Diamond Fashion was probably going to go right by, sitting just drafting the whole way and pop out. But when the 2 was asked to finish, pulled away, wins by about 3/4. It looks like Lee is going to try and go get his picture taken.
There you go, Lee. He deserves it. Moral Victory.
Throw a raincoat on and head on down there.
Back in front of the stands, the winner of the first race, Hometown Colt State 2-year-old Colt going trot. Number 2, Moral Victory. Gary Martin, B. Kleinberg, C. Madison, Lee Ungefer, Gary Martin trains. Logan Ebersole in the sulky. 2-year-old gelding Belong Tom out of Vatina. Home winner 2:17-1. Gary Martin, Logan Ebersole, Lee Ungerfer in the first. And that's another winner from Midland Acres.
That's the tornado siren?
That's the fire siren.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that probably won't be this horse's lifetime best for long.
No, that is correct.
2:17-1 is the final time. Moral victory goes all the way. Logan Ebersole. That's race 1. Hopefully we'll be back with race 2 after these messages.
History, tradition. For over 100 years, 2- and 3-year-old trotters and pacers have started their careers on the tracks of the Home Talent Colt Stakes. See the future stars of Ohio harness racing at one of the Home Talent's 15 tracks. The stars of tomorrow are racing at a track near you today. The Home Talent Colt Stakes. You can't win them if you aren't in them.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Why don't you always park over here? They always let me in over here.
Welcome back to the Carroll County Fair here in Carrollton, Ohio. So far I've got that right twice, but with 21 races today, I'm sure I'll get it wrong at some point. But race 2 is coming up, hopefully. Right now they're holding the horses in the paddock. I'm not sure if we're in a delay or we'll pass any information that we have to you as we get it. We're out in the dark here, literally, as the rain is pouring again, and pretty big puddle forming down by the finish line. If you're just joining us, our first race was clocked in 2:17-1, and it was Moral Victory Logan Ebersole for Gary Martin. That one was bred by the 7 Lick Stables of Ohio. They went quick, so talk about this one briefly. It was a $12,000 Ohio Select purchase. Son of Long Tom goes wire to wire. Race 2 is up next. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers, first division, $6,887. Couple driver changes. David Young II is on the 1, VH Danson Guy. And Mario Wilson's going to drive the 5, Look What's on Fire, Stanley. 6 does start from the second tier here as well. So 1 less across from a week ago when we were 6 across. Today we're only 5 across.
Yeah, the rain is slowing down, but between the warning whistle and all this other stuff, I'm not so sure if we are going to get this race in. Well, now the rain has stopped. So I guess we'll see what the dragging happens. And we do got some horses on the track warming up, so people are still continuing along.
What is the rule, do you know, Don, in Ohio for fairs if we have to cancel? What's the rule on the purse structure? Is it just like
Usually
a
they
parimutuel?
divide it up, yeah. Usually they'll take it, and like for a race like this, 6887, they will divide it up to all 6 entrants. I think they might skim some off the top too. I'm not positive. They might hold some back. That I don't know, but usually, technically speaking, when they cancel, they just split the pot, which actually would be great. I mean, again, we have a race here going for $7,000, and we've got 6 horses. Everybody would get $1,000 for their time and energy. There's Tim Van Horn on the racetrack warming up somebody. That's not VH Dancing Guy. I believe that's his trotter in race number 5, VH Tommy Boy. So Mr. Van Horn's out there. Who I did speak to Mr. Van Horn. He was awful excited. He drew 3 rails today.
There you go.
So at a fair track, you enter
Although
3
today
horses
I don't necessarily know if you want the rail. There's
Yeah.
you got to go through a river into the first turn.
Yeah, and if his canoe, he didn't bring his canoe over on the trailer, might have a little bit of issues. But the only thing I will make a statement here is this track was extremely hard and packed down from probably not getting any rain here for a while. So the rain is kind of exactly what you want for a place like this. Almost rolling off. You can hear the hoof beats. It's still pretty hard, so that actually gives us an opportunity to maybe keep racing. When you get some of these places like Caldwell, where it's more sandy based, it typically just gets very mushy, and that does not let us race. So like the fact that how hard the track is, there is an opportunity.
Yeah, I think if we got this amount of rain in Berea, I know for example that we would definitely be washed out there. It's all dirt and very, very sandy and like not used all year, so the track's not exactly in the greatest shape to begin with, and then throw in, I don't know, an inch of rain in about an hour and you're going to be in trouble. But still in a slight delay. We don't have any horses on the track for this second race. The horses that are on track look like warming up, so see if we get any more information. Right now we don't have much, but we do have 9 races, assuming we get them all in here in the first card, and then our late card has 12 races. So 21 to bring you today. If we can get through all of them, hopefully we will. A lot of people. Decent little crowd for a non-betting card.
We used to have betting here. I believe first 3 years we did. Last year, no betting today either. I really enjoy the betting, though, I have to be honest, because it gives us a tote board, gives us some stuff to fool around with, and sometimes you catch some nice anomalies because we don't have massive pools at the fairs. So you can catch a horse that's 5, 6, 10 to 1 that maybe should have been 4 to 5, and vice versa. You get some horses that should be 10 to 1 that are 4 to 5. So
it's all part of parimutuel wagering.
That's right. And you got family and friends. But the one thing I love about the fairs is you get back to the $2 betting. So when I was a kid, that's how we got started, was $2 betting.
I don't think this would be good news for us here. Woody and Mike can have a quick meeting, so.
It was interesting. I talked to the Voice this morning. Voice is always, or anyone doesn't know, Roger Houston's always the first to arrive. He's an early bird and early arriver. And he said his phone said absolutely no rain today. And I asked him if I could maybe borrow that phone for the future. So
I think he might have been looking in Carrollton, New York or something. It was definitely 100% chance of rain.
I actually even thought about turning around a few times today because I knew you were on your way too, and I figured, you know what, I'll just let Kenny get there and I'll stay home. But I just kept trugging along because I was on the phone talking, kind of killing some time on the way over, and then when I pulled in, I was like, yeah, this looks ominous. But
I left a little later than I normally would for the fair. I was saved about 10-15 minutes just in case.
Yeah.
And then said, well, I guess I better give it a go. Figured it the whole ride here I was waiting for a phone call and never got one. And like I said, we showed up and the track wasn't that bad, but then we just got pretty big half an inch pouring.
Race delay. There's water standing on the backside, so they got to get that part of the racetrack clear of the water that's standing. Plus, there's some automatic delay whenever there's least a 15-minute delay.
Well, there we go. We got some information. We're lightning delay, as well as there's some standing water on the backstretch. Potentially even this on the front stretch right here by the finish line they might be looking at as well. So track maintenance, weather delay. It's fair racing in the summer. We allowed to break the news of the gifts we received?
Yeah, we can break it.
We can break the news.
Yeah.
So every year, well, I've only gotten them for 3 years now, but I've been told every year at the Canfield Fair there's always some poker chips that are very cool, and there's always a special horse or person that is on the one side, and the other side would say Canfield Fair. And this year they were delivered right to us just now, and it is track record holder Charlie May from 2025 Canfield Pacing Derby on those poker chips. Very cool. So I'm sure that means a lot to you, Don, that he is now the face of that $100 poker chip if we were at the casino.
Yeah, I like it because it's black, and we were talking about this earlier. When you're in a casino, a black chip's a $100 chip. So if I can somehow get away with this, Woody was generous to give me about 6 of these, so I'm off in good spirits and rolling here. I will say, though, for the listening audience, it's great. What a phenomenal fair Canfield is. Now, that doesn't mean all of our fairs don't have their own flair. Like, I really enjoy Zanesville. I always have. It's one of my favorite fairs, mainly because it's so fan-friendly to the horses are right behind the grandstand. They have great food places, corn on a cob right behind there. You interact with the people. They have decent betting there. I'm not going to say it's massive, but I would say it's probably one of our top 5-10 fairs for betting. The community really rallies around it, but, I mean, I love that fair. But if you asked me as far as what I think the number one fair is, and, again, I might get some heck with this because everyone would say Delaware, obviously for horse racing, but I would just say the number one fair in Ohio is Canfield. I know they get a ton of people to go through the turnstiles there. In the first year that I ever worked there, this is the crazy part. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm working there. And let's just say we came on the air at 11, which I think it is. I think we have 11 post time. I figured, well, I'll get there around 10:15. So I got there at around 10:15, and I got through gate 7 maybe? I don't remember the gate number. But I saw the grandstand, and it was a mile away. And I'm not even jesting. Like, by the time I walked there, got through everything, I got there about 10 minutes prior to coming on the air.
25 minutes to get through.
25-minute walk, and it was just crazy. But I know Woody does an amazing job over there at Canfield. They don't stable a ton of people there. I can't think of I think there's 2 or 3 guys that race out of there full-time for the year that are stabled there. But just a great surface. And always get a big crowd there, too, for harness racing. Nice gambling, but I just like the way they do everything. Massive fair, but tons of food options, and a great place to be Labor Day weekend. So,
yeah, and when you talk about best fairs, sometimes obviously everybody has their favorites, and some have more than others. Some are smaller than others. Some are like Canfield's massive. Sometimes we can't really count Delaware. It's kind of just in a league of its own with the Little Brown Jug and the historic nature of that race and that track. So I think it probably is the number one fair for most horse racing people. Probably maybe not for the everyday person that's looking for food. It's not super big outside of the jug, outside of the racing. It's pretty easy to, I'm sure on non-racing days, it's very walkable.
Very walkable and easy, and there's some staples that have been there, like the Dear Dutchman. That's always where a lot of people get their Amish goodies and stuff, and there's a couple other good food places there. But I would say overall there's been other places. Like Zanesville is just amazing. You been to Zanesville?
No, that one's like 3 hours from me, I think.
Yeah,
right?
that one's a good haul, and they always race the day after the Cleveland Classic / Milstein Memorial. That goes on Saturday. It's the day after, Sunday after, and it's afternoon card. They come back on Monday, but they have these cattleman sandwiches there, which are grilled ribeyes that they grill, and they put on a bun with steak sauce, lettuce, tomato, onion. It's pretty.
Like
it's amazing.
Fantastic sandwich.
A ribeye steak sandwich, freshly grilled, and like I said, they also behind there have fresh chickens, corn on the cob. I would say that's my number one food place to go to because I love the food there. But it's a neat, interesting, intimate setting. Like I said, if you're a fan, like we got Richard Miller who's here. There's a man comes here from Moundsville, West Virginia. I've seen him at a ton of the fairs. He's here today. He was at Cortland as well. We have our normal, regulars, I would say, at a lot of our fair circuits. And, the difference with a lot of these venues when you see these people and they go there and they nabble on, like I ask them, what do you like to eat? Where you go? Oh, I like to do this or that. Like he just got some food over there too, so he's enjoying himself. But yeah, we got a lot of cool food options at these fairs.
The food options are what I mean. I wish I got to get Frank's list, what he rated his top 3 or top 5, so that way if I'm at a fair I will try it, because I don't usually, most of the time I don't eat at the fair, just kind of eat before and then.
Yeah.
But everybody does have a staple, because every
yeah.
person you talk to when you're like, oh, I'm going to Lisbon or I'm going to Bucyrus or wherever you're going, whatever fair, someone always says, oh, that's the place with this.
Yes. Yeah.
Why I'm blanking on the name. They race a double.
The Croton is the big one, I think, if you asked Frank.
There's a barbecue tent in the first turn of this place, and I can't think of it. Worcester,
yeah.
Worcester has the barbecue tent. Every time I've said, oh, are you going to Worcester? You have to go to the first turn barbecue. And, Jefferson, the 4-H stand, has the $4 milkshakes that we all talk about. Now, every time I go to Jefferson, I do grab one of those.
Yeah.
Because it's perfectly where else can you get a $4 milkshake that actually tastes good?
Yeah.
That doesn't taste fake from a McDonald's or something. It's legitimately a good thing, and it's cheap fair food. A lot of these things, lemonades cost $9-10 to get a lemonade. I can get a whole milkshake for $4. Where am I going to go?
Yeah, there's no doubt.
There is a hot apple dumpling stand, and if I do remember 365 days ago, you were tapping into one of those.
Yes, sir.
So I saw that. That's definitely on my way out before I head home.
Yeah, I've made a good contact here with the local folks. They've got a nice iced tea stand over there too. It's a family business, and I always support that one too. So we try to support some of these local businesses here too, that their families have been doing these fairs for long time. Yeah. But I would tell you, if you're on our listening audience, you get a chance to get out to some of these fairs, come out and see us, get your passports, get things signed. It's fun watching us, but it's more fun to be out here. A lot of cool stuff. And, our fair races normally are in the afternoon, most of these events. So you've got time to watch the races and then indulge in the fair afterwards.
Diane, our track photographer at Northfield, and she's doing a bunch of fairs this year. We saw her last week. She just texted me and said, at Burton, maple milkshake.
Ooh.
And I will agree, I didn't get a maple milkshake, but when I went to Burton last year, which, by the way, was very cold. It's end of August, and it turned out it was about 51 degrees. Ashley and I did that, and we were in jackets and jeans. And my fiance at the time, now wife, came, and she brought a blanket. It was very chilly, and it's a night card, so there's no sun to help.
No.
Underneath the grandstand, they have, I don't know, I'm assuming I think it was an Amish stand, and they had a ton of maple products. They have maple seasoning you can put on your pork. So I ended up getting, anyways, long story short, I got a maple latte, and it was one of the best lattes, maple flavored.
That's great.
So the maple milkshake would probably be very good.
I think Burton is like the maple capital or something. They have right in the middle of town square, because I know when you go around that town square, there's like a little log cabin there.
Yeah.
And I believe that's some kind of maple museum or something.
I'll have to check that out, because I really did enjoy that.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite ones as well. I've been to that one to work 2 or 3 times of the 5-6 years we've covered them, and I always like that one as well because the track's good. They get some fast times, and the fans again are very into that.
Nighttime racing too.
Nighttime racing,
and there is betting,
so
you get a nice little crowd.
Great betting, and then they always have a getaway feature, which is the Amish. Amish
so they
race.
started the card with that last year when I went.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
it used to always be at the end of the
Amish.
Card.
I think they went the mile.
They
went the mile in all wooden sulkies.
Yes. Yes.
It was very cool.
And it's a very prideful thing because these are all young men that are in the community there, and they get a horse and they bring their own sulkies. So we don't have our fancy UFOs and Telstar bikes. You get a lot of the old school bikes that these
up after the last couple bets went in to 6-1.
So here's a funny story for you. I was at Canfield 3 years ago or something. And there was a horse earlier on the card, like maybe race 4 or 5, and they're just not betting this horse. So I had a runner there. I had a guy that was sitting next to me, and I says, hey, do me a favor, I was like, go down and bet, 20 to win on this horse. So he goes down and bets 20 to win. I'm doing our thing, broadcast, not paying any attention, just something fun. The horse ends up going even higher in odds. So, like, let's just say win at 8, 9 to 1. I don't know. He wins for fun. And I'm thinking $20, he paid 20, I got 20 on him, I got 200 coming back. So I was like, give it to me end of the night. Broadcast is over, look at the ticket, he bet the wrong horse.
Oh, my goodness. Story's a good one is that our good friend who's a very expert handicapper, one of the smartest people I know when it comes to horse racing, and there was a horse that they wanted to bet at Monmouth Park, which has fixed odds wagering. Okay, and they were convinced that in the fixed odds market this horse wouldn't get bet. Parimutually he would, so they wanted to bet the fixed odds number. So they send this guy down to Monmouth, give him a few $100s to bet this horse, right? So he goes down, a couple hours go by, the card has started at Monmouth Park. The race is the 7th or 8th race. And he calls, the guy doesn't answer. Calls, the guy's not answering. He's not answering his phone. So the horse wins at 3 or 4 to 1, even though he was like a 20 to 1 morning line. So his fixed odds wagering would probably fall in the 40, 20 to 1 range, right?
Yeah.
So they're thinking they hit for a really massive score. The guy finally calls him back, and they asked him if they hit the race, and he said, I never bet it. And he said, how could you possibly not? We sent you down there to bet one horse, and he totally forgot what the horse was, and his phone was off, and he never called. I mean, God rest his soul, a great guy, but one of the craziest stories. We sent you there to do one thing, and in the 3-hour drive down to Monmouth Park, he forgot, didn't bet, and cost our buddies probably, I don't know, 3,000-4,000 in the fixed odds.
Easily, yeah. Easily $100.
They're not small bettors, so
yeah.
The 200 to win is 4,000. So
yeah.
Plus, I think I don't think there's fixed exactas, but maybe they were going to bet win in place or something. So who knows? But it was just
they've nibbled on that. Yonkers did that for a while. I think the problem with that is you've got to have a very good morning line maker. And you've also got to have somebody that's got a good fixed odds maker. And then people are going to play anomalies too. And the house actually, it's almost like a true house first player edge, because when you take the takeout and you do all this, technically speaking, the reason Vegas has odds, and like if you have to lay 110 to
get 100, right?
To get 100. So like, when you're doing that parimutually, I used to have this discussion with people. They said, oh, takeout doesn't matter. Oh, my God, it matters. No, well, my horse is 4 to 5. If I go bet 100 on him, I get 380.
No, takeout, I think people, to the everyday player, the higher leveraging players that are trying to leverage positions, the volume of bettors and the amount of bettors, I think takeout matters. Do I think takeout matters as much to someone that's going to the track with their family and they bring in a couple $100 for the day to bet for the 4 of them? No, takeout doesn't matter. But that's not saying that we should just raise takeout to 25%, because then that takes away, bigger bettors to play, because then you're betting into a pool where every $100 you bet, only 75 of it's getting returned. The low takeout bets do well, but what's really doing well now is higher denomination bets. As a society in racing, we've gone the wrong way. We went, people have more money now than they had back in the day on a physical scale. I mean, obviously things and whatever, I'm not getting into the politics of it, but you physically have more dollars than you had 10 years ago, and now a superfecta is a dime minimum instead of $1. Why
Yeah.
is why are win bets? What if win bets were $5 minimums? What if pick threes were all $2 minimums? Pick fours were all $1 minimum.
That's what's
Less
interesting. Thoroughbreds
spread.
are doing that. They're doing $3 pick threes and
I'm
stuff like that.
very
Yeah.
good friends with Pete Aiello, and
Yeah.
it's another very smart guy and one of the best race callers, if not the best race caller in the business. And Gulfstream Park is racing on Mondays now instead of Fridays for the summer. So instead of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're Saturday, Sunday, Monday. On Monday, they added a $3 late pick three.
Beautiful.
Pete told me the average pool, 30-ish thousand. They did it 130,000 the first day they did it. They
That's
got
great.
4 times the amount. So technically, if you just tripled your wager, you should get 3 times. But they actually boosted it to 4 times, and not everybody that's playing it. You might have got more people. I looked at Gulfstream on Monday to potentially play because $3 pick three. There's less spread. The computer players can't bet as much. You're going to get a better payout. I bet all the time when they had the Golden Gate Santa Anita Golden Hour pick 4. So I'd love to see a harness track try. Michael Carter's doing it at the Meadows this weekend for the Adios, $3 pick 3.
Oh, good.
So,
Okay.
kudos to him for trying it.
We're fine.
Yeah, it's good call.
That's fine. We're good. Me and
Yeah, we'll
Kenny are
just
just
ramble.
having a good time. We're educating
Now,
people.
somehow we're dry, but there's water running underneath my feet. My wire is sitting in water. Probably shouldn't do that. I'll move that up.
I mean, I'm just telling you this ain't going to work.
No, I mean...
I want it
let's-
to work. I'm sure all these contestants want it to work too, but because, when you make it, here's the other part of this too. You got people driving 1, 2, 3 hours to get here.
They've already
And
been here for 3 hours because of
And-
LASIK.
Yeah, and they're trying to play, make money and have a pots, and this isn't good. No bueno. No bueno.
No, I mean, but we're being realistic, Don. I mean, look at the track in front of us. It just keeps raining, and we already had a standing water problem. And I don't know. What do you think? Maybe 9-10 to 1 we get going here? Maybe even more than that.
I'd take a lot. I'd lay 1 to 20. I mean,
Now that is possible because we do have the 5:30 card or 5 o'clock card, so I could see
straight through,
maybe at 3 o'clock because it's supposed to stop raining. It's 12:30. My report was somewhere in the 1:30-ish range. It would stop raining. So the question is, do we give up on the card before then? Like the NASCAR tracks do, and it's like, oh, the rain in the area, and it's just our dot of Carrollton. It's now next year, Don. That's Frank. If you're listening, how do we upgrade the broadcast? We're going to add live weather reporting. With yeah. Just point to it. I always thought that was the coolest thing. Like, how do they know exactly where to point? Like I know they're looking at a monitor, but still, I would not point in the right. Oh, the weather in Cleveland, and I mean, I'll be pointing to Cincinnati.
Still coming. Ooh.
That doesn't usually do well for harness racing.
Yeah, but here's the problem with red blobs. Okay, yellow is like, massive. Red is like severe and like torrential and tornado and like all that stuff. So our friend from Moundsville taking care of us. One of the regulars on our circuit.
We're halfway toward Wheeling, West Virginia. It's too bad there was no dog racing today. We just scoot right down the highway and go play. But
I've got a good trivia question for you.
I probably do not know the answer, but I will try.
You are going to know this answer because I'm going to lead you into it. There's only one owner in the history of racing that has won a dog race, a thoroughbred race, and a harness race as an owner in the same year.
In the same year?
In the same year.
Okay.
An owner.
Is that person in attendance today?
Yes.
Is it the voice Roger Houston?
No.
Is it Don Tiger?
Yes.
Chris did have that. Chris said, I don't know.
They called me one day, and they said to me, you're the only guy to win a harness race, a dog race, and a thoroughbred race in the same year. Now, Paul Redham had won thoroughbred and harness because he was he ran both. He ran harness when they had Los Alamitos.
For those that don't know Redham Racing, those are the purple and white. They've won a couple Kentucky Derbies.
Yep, I'll have another in Nyquist. Yeah. But I thought that was really cool because I went to college in Wheeling. So how did you get into owning the dog? Did the horse win it, or the horse? Did the dog win at Wheeling? Yes. Yep.
I went to Wheeling one time and played. I think there was 20 races or 19 races, and for the entire 5 hours I was there, every time I talked to my buddy, who was the best man at my wedding, we were there together with our wives, and I said, every race I said, "What horse did you bet?" It just could not get my brain to say dog when I've played horses my whole life. And what horse you got in this race?
This is very interesting. This is a great conversation because we're speaking very candidly and transparent here. Northfield Park, we've got a long time between races, and we have what I call as a drag. And it was way before you ever got there, but that's the way it's always been. We've always had a long drag at Northfield. No pun intended. But when you go to the dog races, they zip, 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 zip. Like you get a dog race, they run, it's official. Next thing you know, they're weighing the dogs on TV. They're walking out on the track. They're back in the – so, like, from someone like me that's been in that – like our slogan at the Meadows when me and Roger used to, be part of the Meadows, every 16 minutes the place goes crazy. That used to be their slogan. So dog racing, obviously, you just buzz them off. So when you went there – were you working at Northfield at that time?
Yep.
Did you feel the difference?
Oh, you definitely feel. Yeah, you don't have as much time to BS in between. You don't have as much time to go to the bathroom, to go get food. I went to get at the concession stand to get some chicken tenders, and you come back and it's like, oh my God, I got to go up and run to the window. So I will say this might get me in trouble, but my opinion with the drag is I do think it is necessary in some scenarios. I think for the gambling standpoint, you do need to have drag because every track does it. You can't. Meadowlands tried it. They went on post and their handle dropped about 35%. You can't do it. The only time that I feel like I don't think the time between races matters as much as other people think they do. I think if you put up if you put 5 minutes post every race and did that every race and the horses came on the track and you still had your normal on-track drag, which we do have a long on-track drag too at Northfield, but that's what Northfield is known for.
Sure.
I think you could get done at 11 o'clock, 11:15 probably almost every night. I know some weekends you got stakes races and you got to play the game a little bit, but I would honestly, I truly think you could be done at 11:15 most nights and handle basically what you're going to handle. But either way, I don't make those rules, and we're handling well, and we're having a great year. And in fact, the entire industry is. If you look on the USTA, they do post their numbers. They update daily, and per race average, which is the most important. I'll give our charter Matt Rose a shout out for that because he always says, well, who cares how much you bet? It doesn't matter. If you have 1,000 more races, of course you're going to handle more money. But how much are you handling per race? And the per race average is actually positive so far through July, whatever we are, July 19th, July 20th. So
that's great.
The industry's actually up this year. It's only slightly, but it's better than dropping. The last 2 years, it's dropped about 6-7% per race both years. And now we're actually showing almost a 1% increase. So, that's with potentially that's with less tracks. So the per race average, we don't have Cal Expo right now anymore. And this is only U.S. tracks. This does not count Mohawk or any of the Canadian tracks. But we don't have Cal Expo. We don't have Freehold this year.
I guess the argument to that would be, though, is because there's less tracks and less options, they're focusing more and betting more. That would be the only thing I would say is you still have to look at the macro side as far as, like, I don't follow the statistics in wagering, but let's just say if we wagered $1 million last year on Adios Week, we'd like to see them wager $1.1 million or some kind of increase. Not, hey, we had 10 less races, but we bet more on those races, but we only bet 900. So I still think it's important to have the
No, that's a good point. I think this has always been a bold opinion of mine as well. I'm a pretty opinionated guy. I've always, as I've gotten older, with where we are in the sport, I still think there might, and I'm not wishing for tracks to close, but I think there are potentially too many race days at some of these tracks.
Sure, need consolidation.
Consolidate, race. Do 15 races 3 times a week instead of 10 races 4 times a week. I think if you had a couple less races at some, you might be able to bring more horses.
Better competition.
Fuller fields if you had less races. So I think I'm not wishing tracks to close, but I think potentially lowering the amount of races would increase the full field sizes because you have to, if you're going to race, there's less options, so you have to pick a spot, and then it could make more. We can help the condition sheet, obviously, so you're not overmatched and make competitive races that are worth betting on, and then you get, 9 horses in every race, 10 horses if you're down south at Scioto or Dayton where they can have 10, and I think you would get better wagering.
I like it. Some good thought process. Yeah.
It's a good conversation during this rain delay. That started as 15 minutes and we're going on about 40.
Yeah, it's again, I will say this. The rain has stopped and the track still looks fairly hard. Now, do we have puddling? We do. I know I see a tractor on the backside, which we don't see. This is kind of an interesting place, too. You actually go uphill a little bit on the backside here and then circle back around and come in the straightaway. So it's not a perfectly symmetrical track, almost like from the thoroughbred game, the meet that they have down in the turf meet.
Kentucky Downs.
Have
you ever been there?
Yeah, I have been.
Tremendous place.
Yeah, very cool. Actually,
out in the middle of nowhere.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
You're literally just driving country road,
bang.
and then bang, here's a casino and a 1.5 mile racetrack.
Yep.
And if you get to the racetrack, it's up and downhill. It turns left, it turns right. One of the turns is, it looks like a Daytona turn.
Yeah.
And then another turn looks like Bristol. It's like a tight turn. So it's totally like just a farm land that they threw a fence up, and they have one of the best thoroughbred. It's only 6 days, but they have one of the best thoroughbred meets in the country.
Full fields, big purses, great betting. Like, it's a great time. Very, very good time. So.
Yeah, I went once and was very fortunate to have some nice seats with free food and drink all day. They weren't cheap, but we got our money's worth, and it was, like I said, it's on my place to go back.
Where's your favorite thoroughbred place to go watch races? I know you're a New York guy. Are you a Saratoga guy?
It's going to be Saratoga. I'm going this weekend, and I just can't. Like, it gets the juices flowing. But you got to realize, how lucky. I have to realize how lucky I was to go to a place that people vacation for a week. They take a week off of work to vacation at Saratoga, and I just drove 40 minutes up the Northway and was there for Saturday racing, drove home and slept in my bed, and then would do it again Sunday. These people were spending thousands of dollars to fly across the country, so I was spoiled with that. But, yeah, Saratoga's definitely up there. I really enjoy Keeneland. I've been there 3 or 4 times now. I love going to Gulfstream because it's Florida. You got the beach, and the views are great. The racing's great when you go in the winter. I've been fortunate enough to announce there twice, so I've called 4 cards, and getting to be in that booth where Larry Comas called races and Pete Aiello's called races, and then there's me. So very cool place, and Kentucky Downs is probably could be number 3. I truly had a lot of fun there. Churchill was awesome. I went for the first time this year. Oaklawn is my next kind of bucket list. Got to get down to Arkansas. So I heard that's like Saratoga. Everybody gets very into it.
Very into it.
There's nothing else in the
I think they get
area.
60,000 people for the Apple Blossom and some of those races down there. They get a massive crowd. Yeah, it's a big to-do down there. So here's another question for you. You're getting the audience to learn more even about you. So you've called thoroughbred races and harness races. So my good friend Roger Houston, who's been with me as long as I've been alive, since he's an elder statesman than me. But Roger, I do a lot of work with Presque Isle, the guys up at Presque Isle. I know those guys very well. And I've been on the show up there a couple times, and actually was even offered the full-time announcing job there, but can't do it. I got too much of a day job. But anyway, we did take Roger up there to do – hold on one second. We got an update from the man in charge here, Mike Wokenberg. What do we got going on, Mike?
We're going to do everything we can to race.
Okay.
We're going to delay post to 145.
Okay.
To try to get all this water off.
Perfect.
The racetrack is solid.
Okay.
We just I've got water out 5 foot wide on the backside. That's why I've got that skid loader working.
Attention to the barn area,
And
attention to the barn area.
I got to get rid of that water. The backstretch is there. I can't get like 5 foot of the water.
Yeah. But we do have a good solid base here. That's what I've been. Yeah, solid base. Okay.
The base on this racetrack has very much impressed me. It's got the rain stopping,
Warm up.
and we will
Start warming up at
attempt to get raced.
All right.
That's why we're here.
So there you heard it from the man himself, Mike Wokenberg. Mike is the starter here. He's been on that track. He knows the track better than anyone. We do got a nice solid base, and he's got his people working on the backside. He says 145. We're going to go at it. We're going to do it again. So that's very, very positive here. Let's see what time it is right now. So we've got about an hour. So we've got a 1 hour delay. And probably with that said now, what we're going to do, we're going to have Chris come down here and turn us off. So for anybody, our listening audience, this is Don Tiger over to Carrollton. We got one race in so far. We had a 12 p.m. post. We got one race in. We're going to be back in about an hour. We've got 1:45, so Chris will bring us back on the air around 1:45. So whether you're in Ohio, the U.S., or abroad, we look forward to seeing you back in about 1 hour from now at Carroll County Fair in Carrollton, Ohio. And stick with us because we got a big card. The weather forecast looks like the rain's going away. And Mike Wokenberg says he's working hard on the track with the local people. We got a good base. So it looks like we're going to get some racing in today. And we'll be back in about an hour, okay? Talk to you soon. Thanks.